Oh no. Penny, how are you?
Good, Lisa. How are you doing?
I'm late. Guess who I was talking to on the phone? I
Oh,
had I have his permission to name drop anyway. It's John Fleming, the guy he actually wrote an endorsement for the book. Um he's I was gonna say it doesn't say that in his thing. He was one of the guys that came up with the leadership program at corporate at Avon way back. He was running that for years, and he is like the was the publisher for direct selling news for years, and he's been with Success Magazine. He's done a bunch of stuff, and he's got a book out called The Ultimate Gig. And he did the one course, which is up here on my bookshelf. But anyway, he's a big deal. And I got to talk to him.
all right.
He was so funny. He's like, he's doing that new thing, that entrepreneurship association, which I'm doing with him, and it's awesome. And they showed me they did a bunch of upgrades to the website, which I was happy to look at with him. And no, what was funny? He's like, when you said you were, because I was just busy, he said, you've been too quiet. I said, well, I'm commuting to Yonkers last year. And he said, as soon as I heard that, I went, Lisa's in love. I know. I'm like, oh, yeah. He said, I'll look forward to meeting him. I'm like, oh, yeah, John's pretty tall himself. I wonder, no, I think Ty's taller than John, but because Ty's pretty tall. I didn't ask him how tall he is, but I think he's 6'2" or something. He's pretty tall. I was trying to think of it seems like he's even taller than Molly and Lee, and they're pretty tall. I don't
Mm.
know. I don't know how I haven't seen them next to each other. So all I know is I'm looking up. That's all. I know. Right. I look like a garden gnome. Right. So anyway, what is the news, Maureen?
Um, I was thinking about something the other day. And it's funny, I was watching a Christmas movie. I was watching a Christmas movie in July.
Yep.
And this lady, the premise of the movie was this lady really likes Christmas, and her boyfriend's not big into Christmas. Um, but she had bought 5 cards to send to him to hopefully to get him into Christmas. But then he broke up with her like a week before Christmas. So she took those 5 cards and she sent them to the 5 most important people in her life.
Oh,
And it just showed how things changed for those people. And I got thinking about that because that's something we do every day.
oh, and
You
that
know,
was what the movie was about.
pretty much was basically what the movie
Oh,
was about.
that's
It
neat.
was about how the cards, like one of the cards she sent was to it was fictitious, but her childhood singing idol, and how
Yeah.
his album got her through rough times. Well, he was going through a rough time, and by him receiving that
Oh,
card,
that's awesome.
he wrote
And
a
we
new
do that
song.
every day.
And we
We do
do that every
every day.
single
Yeah.
day. And it was just kind of nice watching it. It was on the Hallmark Channel, so it's kind of sappy. You know how their movies are.
Oh, that's all right. That just
But
dawned on me. I better send a card to John. I just talked to him, right? Right.
yeah,
Well, that's
but it was
awesome.
just yeah, it was just really interesting because when I watched it and watched their reactions, granted it was all scripted and everything,
Oh,
but
but
watched
still.
their reactions, it was actually pretty interesting. It's like the one, like her best friend and best friend and her husband, um, they had decided before they got married that they were going to wait 5 years to have kids. Well, she sent the card, and I can't remember what she wrote on the card, but it made the two of them have a discussion that they had been avoiding because neither one of them knew how to start the discussion. So they decided they didn't want to wait to have a baby. They were going to have a baby.
Oh,
So
oh,
it was just
that's nice.
really interesting just watching her, because of her sending those cards, how it changed people's lives.
You got to find out the name of that movie because now I want to watch it.
Yeah, it was a cute movie. I'll look it up. I have the Hallmark app on my phone, so I can mark
Oh
off all the
yeah,
movies when I
yeah.
watch it.
If you don't mind, look it up for me. I
Yeah.
don't. I'll have to
Yeah.
watch that alone though, because of course ties into shoot 'em up movies. Because
Yeah, I have to watch them
yeah,
all by myself too.
He-Man. Yeah. We gotta.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about all of that stuff until right now. The Marvel universe is now something I know something about.
See, I don't do the Marvel universe, but I do Deadpool.
Well,
I
you
love
know what was
Deadpool.
funny? The things that I notice and talk about, he always looks at me like, "What?" Because like the other day, Robert Downey Jr. was announced as this character. He's coming back. He played something else, and now he's coming back as Doctor Doom or something like that. But what I thought was brilliant was it was obviously a surprise at this Comic-Con they were at, and they had a bunch of people in costume, and he was in costume in the back. And they said only one man could play Doctor Doom or whatever it was. And then the sea of people parted, and a guy in costume came up, and it was Robert Downey Jr. And he whipped his thing off, and the crowd went bananas. That was beautiful marketing. I love that. I thought that was awesome.
Yes.
How they kept that under wraps, I have no idea because they
Yeah.
obviously didn't know the audience. But that's what I was talking about is the marketing aspect of that. And he's like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
He's not an entrepreneur, so he doesn't get why it's
Yeah.
awesome.
The name of the movie is Right, WRITE, Before Christmas.
WRITE. Oh, right
Like-
before
like
Christmas.
right
Okay.
at-
Right
Card.
Before Christmas. It's got Chad Michael Murray, Tori DeVito Tori DeVito was on Chicago Med, if any of you watch Chicago Med, and she was on Pretty Little Liars. It's got somebody by the name of Drew Seeley and Lolita Devat
And
Davis.
it's a Hallmark movie?
The Hallmark movie. As of right now, it's not on yet. It's on streaming but I will keep an eye on my app because I haven't put that I've watched it. So I'll keep an eye on my app and I'll let you guys know when it's on again.
Thank you.
Can
That
you
is
get it on
welcome.
Prime Video? Yeah, thank you.
You might be able to. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
check.
But it was just a cute movie, and it was just how her setting those 5 cards just kind of changed people's perspectives and life and stuff. So it was just really, and it just correlated so much to me because of what we do or we try to do every single day. Because I firmly believe, and I know ye all do too, that sometimes the cards get to people exactly when the people need the cards.
Right.
That is funny. Well, if you said enough, I suppose that would happen by the odds, but still, it's
But
still
still.
cool when it happens. Hey, Peg Duchesne, how are you?
Hey, Lisa Wilber, I'm doing okay. I've had really bad back spasms. I'm better today, but Tuesday and Wednesday, it was as bad as when I called the ambulance to take me to the hospital.
Oh no. Do you know? Oh, it's
Oh.
frozen.
But I have
Do
a
you-
funny SendOutCards story.
Oh,
So my
What can I-
housemate,
go ahead.
go
ahead.
ahead, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, I've been having a back thing since I don't know if it's I don't know what I had a hitch in my giddy up. That's what I call it. I hitch in my giddy up. So I go down to Yonkers last weekend and I couldn't stand upright and I wasn't going to admit that. So I brought a hiking stick with me. Not a cane, not a walker, a hiking stick. And he comes out and sees it. And I said, I've taken up hiking. Shut up. That's what you say when you have a 48-year-old boyfriend and you're 61. I'm like, I'm taking up hiking. Shut up. Anyway, I want to hear the other story. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So my housemate Brian had a birthday
Oh,
and I was in the hospital. So I could have sent a card, but I didn't send a card. When I got out, I sent him a card and bought caramel. So Lisa, you had given me a pack of all 3 caramels and we each took 2 of each and we tried them and he didn't like the
Oh.
chocolate at all. The sea salt was okay and he loved the buttery caramel, just a regular.
nice.
So I sent him a birthday card and I knew it was probably going to be late. So it was like, how am I supposed to remember your birthday when you don't look any older? And
Aw,
and I
that's
gave him the
cute.
caramel. So he always goes and gets the mail for the whole house. And then he brings me my mail, leaves the others on the table downstairs, but he brings me my mail. So he walked in the other day, Monday. His birthday was Friday. Monday he walks in, he's got a card for me and some bills and a box, and he hands me everything. And I said, I don't think that's mine. And he goes, yeah, it's from SendOutCards. I said, again, I don't think it's mine. Read the label. So he opened it in front of me and it was like, oh, caramel. So
Nice.
he
That was nice
sharing
that
it with
you
me.
see. That's the thing about you, though, is you took the time to remember which one that he specifically liked. Did you just remember it off the top of your head, or did you put that somewhere?
No, I put it right here.
Oh, okay. No, I'm just asking because you deal with a lot of people like I do, and I can't keep that much in my head.
Well, I could keep that in my head. There's other things that I haven't been able to keep in my head. But anyway, um, so on his actual birthday, he got up at 4:30 in the morning. For me, I had to go to the hospital to have my colonoscopy.
Oh,
Lucky him.
oh,
So I thought he was just going to drop me off and then wait for the phone call to come pick me up because the hospital's just 15 minutes away.
oh, he stayed?
He stayed the whole time.
Oh, well, that was so
Oh,
nice.
So I had given him a card in the car. When we're on our way, I'm looking for something in my purse, looking for something in my purse. And I go, oh, here, this has your name on it. And then when I was getting ready and they're giving me the IV and everything, and then they go, well, your company can come back here. And I said, I don't know that he will. He probably doesn't want to, but you can go tell him he can come back if he wants. But would you give him this? And it was another birthday card. And I said, it's his birthday. So the two nurses went out and said, happy birthday. We understand it's your birthday here. This is from Peg. And if you want to see her, you can come back. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to see her. Because the last time I had an IV, he fainted.
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
poor
you don't need
guy.
all that drama. Poor
Right.
guy.
So then we went out to breakfast after the procedure was finished.
Oh,
And at the restaurant, I whipped out another card and gave. So I guess he thought that was all there was, but then he got the caramels and the card, the other
the
card. So
caramels are awesome too.
Yeah.
I like all three. I'm not picky. I think they're all three. You know what I kind of miss they had sometimes and haven't had it lately, I don't think is the fudge.
mm,
That was good. The chocolate, no, is it? Yeah, chocolate with walnut. I hope they have that at some point. They probably had trouble with it melting or something. I don't know.
yeah, this
Mm.
time of year it probably can't be shipped.
Yeah.
Right. It's hard to know. So what are you eating for lunch? I'm interested.
Really watery oatmeal. I put too much water and not enough oats.
Oh, I hate when I do that.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Sunday's my wedding is my anniversary,
Oh,
and
Happy
I
anniversary.
thank you. And I made a card for Sean, and I got it in the mail the other day because I sent it to myself because I want to sign. I want to sign. I want to write a little note, but it's the one that says, "Oh shit, we're still married." I mean, happy anniversary.
That's
That's cute.
cute.
That's
So
cute.
yeah, so I have it to give to him. I'm just gonna put it on his computer because and everything. But it's just funny because he comes in he goes out and gets the mail and he comes in and he's like, here, these are for you, and he just tosses them to me because he knows the blue envelope is the cards. He's like your friend, Peg. He never looks at the name on it.
Right.
So sometimes I'll have to go, hey, this one's for you.
Yeah, we just passed our 1 year. I can't believe that I've known him for
Wow.
a year. That's crazy. It's gone by
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
quick. Yeah. Anyway, Peg, I was name dropping John Fleming. I was just on a Zoom call with John.
Really?
Yeah. Me and him, just me and him.
Wow. Did you tell him you know
Wow.
Peg Duchesne and she says hi?
No, do you know John Fleming?
I do.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he's doing a new like an association for entrepreneurship. It's awesome. I'm helping with that. So that's
Wow.
awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
Did you
Um,
know that the promptings journal is the gratitude journal's been released or being released?
It's not the one that's in there already? What's that?
It's a new and improved.
The new and improved, this but new and improved.
That's the
This-
promptings process. This is a gratitude journal.
Oh, okay, okay. Awesome. No, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
not know
And
that.
what's the yeah, sadly I'm counting on you for the update. What's the whole I'm going on a motorcycle? Is it around the country? Is he going to the seminars or
Yeah, so no send out card meetings or anything. Do you know what's the head of VA?
oh no, I don't know that.
The head of VA.
That
Oh,
couple?
what's her
Is
name?
that who he's going with? That couple that he's
And
going with?
the head of the VAs and where's my notebook? The head of the VAs and her husband and Cody and Jody are going on Harleys up to South Dakota.
They go to
And
Sturgis?
They left on, huh?
Are they going to Sturgis?
I guess, I don't know.
There's a
They
big
left
motorcycle
on
rally there. Yeah.
Tuesday. So there was a regular call Monday, then there was a special call on Tuesday with Dave Smith and Callie, where they were unveiling some new stuff. And Cody wasn't on the call because they were already on their adventure.
Wow. And did they say how long they're gonna be?
I think it's a couple days or till the weekend or something.
Wow.
But supposedly
awesome.
he's gonna post really awesome pictures.
They must be going to Sturgis. You're right, Maureen. I
Yeah,
bet.
yeah.
Is that now? I think so.
I think it's now, yeah. I think it's right
Um,
now, yeah.
Let's see if they go. Alexa, when is the Sturgis motorcycle rally this year?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Joan.com, the 82nd annual Sturgis Motorcycle Rally officially kicks off this Friday and runs for 10 days through August 14th.
Yeah, that's probably it then, because
Yep.
that's too coincidental. Yeah,
So
that's
her VA,
awesome.
the head of the VAs is the woman named Mitch.
Mitch.
You know Mitch?
Oh no, I don't know anybody at corporate.
The head
I
of
mean,
VA,
other than
the head of the promptings VA team, her name is Mitch. So
Oh,
anyway,
that's
it's
neat.
Mitch and Mitch's husband and Cody and Jody.
Hey Donna.
Hey, I was a little late today.
No, that's all right. Donna, the newly retired Donna. You're sleeping in now that you're retired, is that it?
A little bit, a little
Taking
bit.
full advantage, right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Well, you missed it. I took up hiking while you were gone.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. No, no, I pulled my back out and I was using a cane, but I wasn't going to say cane to my 48-year-old boyfriend. So I told him I took up hiking and I had a hiking stick and I told him to shut
There
his
you
mouth
go.
up. I haven't been using it for a couple days, so I think I'm good for tomorrow morning at 3. But
Oh,
You know,
okay,
it
good.
kind of
I still
stinks. I
win.
mean,
Isn't that funny?
they say that these are, well, I'm not, but these are supposed to be the golden years. But I don't know who made that story up because it's a lie. It is such a
Oh,
lie.
right. Well, and
Yeah.
I think that I hope I've lived this way is that all along I've done whatever I wanted when I wanted, trying to have a big, giant, juicy life because most people that I know that waited till after they retire and then die or something,
Yeah.
or retire and something
Donna, plug your
happens
ears. Donna,
yourself.
plug your ears.
Yeah, don't die, Donna. Dying's bad.
Well, you know,
Dying is
and
bad.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but maybe between you guys, you can help me. You know, I know we're not doctors, but maybe figure this out. I have a bulging disc in my low back. Okay.
Mhm.
And it's been bothering me now for going on 3 months. It's been really acting up. But about a month ago, I was laying in bed and my left leg from my hip to right above my knee, I started having like these weird pains, like somebody was doing this to on my leg, inside my leg, you know, it was like tickling my leg, and then it would kind of burst out like that. Well, then the last couple of weeks, I've been getting like electrical shocks in my leg. When I'm like trying to sleep, I'll get an electrical shock. Sean told me that one night last week I woke up yelling because the pain
Oh,
was so
God.
bad in my leg. And
Mm.
it's not sciatica because it's not both legs and it doesn't go all the way down my leg. And it's not the back of my leg, it's the side of my leg.
Have you tried like a chiropractor or something? I don't
No, I
go.
haven't.
My mom used to go all the time and she swore by him.
Yeah. I don't know if it's something to do with the bulging disc in my back, if that's what's causing it. But it's driving me nuts. It's driving me nuts at night.
I take
It's only
Highlands, which is over the counter. I take Highlands leg cramp medicine.
Oh, I love that stuff. You sent me a bottle.
I did send you a bottle and it's under the tongue dissolving. So I just take it right after I brush my teeth and that seems to ward off. I used to have bad cramps. I don't know
Right,
if it's restless leg syndrome or
That stuff works. That stuff
Yeah.
works. Oh, yeah.
all right, thank you. I'll get some because it's painful. It gets pretty painful. And the funny part is there's an area on my leg, on my left leg, that because I'm chunky, you know how on our chunky ladies on our legs we get the little divots on our legs. Well, on my left leg, I have a very deep divot. On my right leg, I don't have it. And that's where a lot of the pain is by that divot area. So I don't know, but I will try those. Thank you, Peg, because it gets very annoying at night when I'm trying to sleep and all of a sudden I get an electrical shock.
yeah, it's HIGHLAND' leg cramp and Amazon has it and you'll have it by tomorrow or the next day.
Perfect. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Peg sent me some because Peg's awesome that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I carry that with me all the time now. Yeah,
Well,
that's
I don't know
awesome.
if I told you, but I used to have to leave this meeting every week at 1:30.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
gave
yeah.
up that mastermind.
Oh, okay. So you're staying on.
Staying on till 2.
It's lucky thing because you're the only one of us that knows what we're doing. I did bring some cards to show you though, okay? So what I said what the meeting was about. Let's start with that because that's a good place. But how it's cheaper actually to print pictures out sending cards either to other people or to
Definitely.
yourself. And that's been true the entire time I've been in this. It genuinely is much cheaper than the school picture thing. So as soon as I realized that we could do that, I didn't realize it right off, sadly. I realized that on the school picture order form, they have the digital and it was only $20, where every other option was like 5x7s were like $14.99 each. 8x10 was $25 each. They had big prices for every single print. And at first, what I was doing was printing them myself, which is almost equally as expensive because you're eating up so much of your print time, plus
Right.
the paper, plus it didn't always print the first time right, and I had to do it again because I don't have a fancy printer. And then I thought, well, I'll just send it to myself on a card. And sure enough, we got 4x6 postcards, or we've got the 5x7 flat cards or panel cards, and we've got the 8x10. So I started doing that. Do not tell this person that I showed you this picture because this person would be upset by this. But this was in 2015. This is the cruise ship picture, which you could do the same thing. You can buy the digital pictures on a cruise ship and not buy all of those 8x10s. Save yourself a ton of money. They only charged me, I think it was 99 for the entire hundreds of pictures they took. And then I could do whatever I wanted with them forever. And I sent 8x10s. And there was one of the three of us too. This is the one of the pictures that's on in my house. But as soon as I realized that I could do that, I started doing that on everything, is just buying the digital. This particular card, I sent out one year to all the teachers, and it has this person on the front with the teacher every year and their school picture every year. So
Oh, I'll bet they loved it.
oh, the teachers really did. And you know, the comment that I got, I had people contact me when they got it, and they said, we hardly ever find out what happens to our kids. And they said our kids.
Yeah.
And once I heard that the first time, I thought, I'm going to send that, I'm going to keep the people up to date. The reason I started doing this card wasn't because I had some big idea of doing it. It was because I'd been sending to a list of people that helped me with the adoption, keeping them in the loop, including the birth parents and the birth relatives and the lawyer and the social worker and all that stuff. Because in my mind, I kept thinking, I want them to know they made a good decision saying yes about me.
Right.
I want them to
Yeah.
feel good about their decision, that this kid turned out good because they made a good decision in me. So I wanted to keep them up to date. And I didn't realize how important this was to teachers. But this is such an awesome thing, and it was easy to do. Every time I went to parent teacher night or whatever, I just said I took a picture with the teacher. So, and these teachers I still keep in touch with now. So they still
Wow.
they still get a Christmas card and stuff. But this is an easy way to do the 8x10. I also sent, you know how you buy the pictures, the school pictures, and send them to your relatives. Well, you don't have to do that. You just send them a card. And then in the inside, you can write what's going on. You know what I mean? You say, oh, the school year started and these are the new pictures, and you can tell the whole thing. You don't have to do it separate on a note. And it was so much easier. And
Mhm.
I don't know about you, but I never cut the pictures up right when I bought them. I always, right, which seems like it should be an easy thing to do, doesn't it? As you know, that another use for that was the team. This was the soccer team. This happens to be the one I sponsor, so it says Lisa's Avon ladies on the shirts. But this is the soccer team. And what I did was, this is the coach, a copy of the coach card. It's not the actual one because I gave it to the coaches, but I sent myself a copy. So this is like the picture where they're all acting right? And then this is the crazy picture
Yeah.
where they do funny stuff. And so I took those pictures when I was at rehearsal. And you tell I do theater. I was at the rehearsal, the
Practice. Yeah.
practice. There we
Practice.
go. And
Mhm.
I put all the kids' names over here, what year, and a little soccer graphic, and the two coaches' names here. Then I left all of this blank so the kids could sign it. And so I
That's such a
sent this
great
to
idea.
yeah, I sent this
Mhm.
to myself. I took I used the this size marker, and I bought that set of all the different colors. I think it was, I don't know, $9 or something. And then the kids were like, "Oh, I can use any color I want." And they all signed it different colors. And then at the pizza party at the end of the year, I presented this to the coaches and with a gift card. So they thought that was awesome. And I could buy, matter of fact, I bought the gift cards at SendOutCards too, and just sent this to myself. I didn't know about the back at that time, so it had my ad on the back, but it was funny. See the dog in the picture. Right. I didn't realize I was getting the dog for me. I actually got the dog for Alex, right? And
Yeah.
then the other use for that big one that I found was the autograph card. This is my favorite one. This is from San Antonio, from the Avon convention. I'm not doing this year because I like to do different stuff every year. I don't want to do the same thing every year. But this was the one that I did. I spent some definite time doing it. And this was one day I was late for San Antonio. I got stuck in Atlanta that time. And that was from one day of catching people.
I see
Wow.
my signature. I see my signature.
Do you?
I
Where are
do.
you? On the front or the
Um,
back?
I'm on the top. I believe it was on the top.
I bet you are, but I can't. Oh, right here.
Yep, there I am.
There you are.
There I am.
Yeah, Peg's not on this one because you didn't go, you went to DC. Yeah, but this
Yeah.
is an easy thing to do. I sent these to a bunch of my team members so they have a keepsake. We all did them in San Antonio together. So that was awesome. But so that's an example of the big card, and those are $3 additional. That's an upcharge of $3. Um, you can't get anything like that though
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
for that price. I personally don't like to sell on price, but with this particular thing, there isn't an equivalent anyway. It doesn't matter if you wanted to pay more, there's not like a competitor that's selling big cards that you can compare the price because there just isn't anything that I found comparable.
And you know, when I used to work for Hallmark, we would get like big cards for like graduation, Mother's Day, and Father's Day. But when we'd put them on the shelf, they would bend. They'd bend forward because the
Oh,
paper, and I mean, those were really big cards, not as big, they're a lot bigger than the ones we have, but they weren't even made on really good paper because the cards would start to fall
oh
forward
yeah. Oh, and that wouldn't
because,
happen with these because these are
yeah,
really thick. Yeah.
yeah.
I just want to show you a couple other examples, which you guys have seen a lot of these already, but I guess they're worth revisiting. Whenever I'm going to do anything, I think which one of my tools in the toolbox is going to help me get more people to know what I do. Because, right, number one rule, you can be successful at anything if enough people know what you do. I said that to John, by the way. I told him the rule. He's like, yes. um, that we all acting like that's a revelation when we all know that rule, right? But anyway, so what was it in 2000? Oh, what year was this? I think this was 2014. It doesn't have the date on it, just I mean, it has the date, not the year. Um, I think, no, this had to be the second one because I have pictures from the first one in it. So it's got to be the second time we did this. But Avon had some incentive where on this particular one, they had an incentive called Diamond Club. And if your team sold over 1 million, you got to have $5,000. $5,000 and you could do anything you wanted. They said recognition for your team, however you want to do it. Now, most of my colleagues, I was the only one that did this. Most of my colleagues did, they took their top people away for a weekend or something, or bought their top people stuff and had it sent to them. I was trying to get more people from the team that I wanted, because I have 4,000 people. I wanted to get more of them, 4,000 in my first, second, and third, trying to get more of them involved so that more people would benefit from that 5,000 is what I was thinking.
Mhm.
It still was going to be a stretch because I'm stretched out all over the country. So it really was going to be the people right around me and those willing to come in. But we had a couple hundred people. But what I did is I did this little graphic on Canva and included pictures from the last time because this happened before. And I used a card to invite people before. And what I decided to do was, have you had one of these things where you go somewhere and they give you they called it like a passport where they give you a checklist and you can check off all the things you could do. And that's what I put in the middle here. I put a list of all the things they could do with little diamonds next to it. So they could like sign the signing wall inside the house, get their picture taken at the photo booth, request a song from DJ Dave. So they could do all these things on the list if they wanted to. And when they're getting this ahead of time, they'd know it was going to be fun.
Mhm.
And then there's a picture of the house, a map on how to get here, and some pictures from last time. This is one of my favorites, was all of us out in the yard.
Wow, that looks great.
That was fun. So I had this one was early. I
The
think this,
motorcycle, was that the
yeah,
motorcycle one?
yeah, that was 2014, the first time. And so that was 10 years ago. They didn't have drones as common as they do now. This was taken with a cherry picker.
Oh.
I've hired a cherry picker truck to park over next door in the church parking lot and go up above the trees and take that. Just because I thought it would be such a cool picture. And and I've used it many times after that. But I think having it to do invitations is awesome because now even you can include things like with a QR code. I could
Mhm.
send them to MapQuest for the directions or the menu or a million other things, a song, or you can send them a QR code and it will go anywhere you want. Or a QR code of a recording of you inviting them personally and put it up on your YouTube channel. There's just a million ways you could do that in a card. And then it sets you apart because everybody else is just sending an email. They're not even bothering to do these kind of things anymore. So I think even in 2014, this worked. You know what I mean? It was different. So anyway, and when we launched the book, you might remember, I sent a ton of these out. This was before the book came out. This was artwork that I got from Cody, SendOutCards' team. Cody Bateman did this mock-up of the book. That's not an actual book. That's artwork, and they mocked that up. And it was funny because then later when I did that show with him, they didn't remember that they'd done this, and they asked me for the art. And I gave it to him because I'm thinking, I didn't tell him I got it from them to start with. But anyway, this one had about the book coming out. It had a message in here. Yeah, right here. We are excited to announce that our new book is available on Kindle on here, and that Alex did the artwork. That's me and Jeff. And then the other panels were all endorsement graphics. So the endorsement graphics, and then John, the guy I was just talking to. So this, I sent out hundreds of these, like one a day. I sent out hundreds. This isn't the one I'm still sending out. Now I do a flat card that has about the awards and stuff. But this is one of my favorite. That's a 3-panel card. For those of you who are new following along, this is a 3-panel card, which costs the same as a 2-panel card, by the way. That's why it's one of my favorites when I'm doing promotions for something. Including the play, which I just did a 3-panel card for them. We're going to send it to get donations. This is one of my favorites that I've received. I didn't make this one. This is a thank you card from Cody Bateman. And what they did was do a screenshot of me and him on that podcast. And he wrote on there, "Thank you for being a guest on my prompting show. It was an honor to hear you talk about your book." And it was just nice the way they did it. And they quoted, okay, yeah, they quoted, they took the time to get a quote from me off the show and put it in the card. And I mean, that
Nice.
means so much to someone when you do that.
Yeah.
Because that means they really were paying attention. You know what I mean? Little touches like that, I think, mean a lot to people. And especially that they screenshotted. You know what I mean? I thought it was awesome. Anyway, this is another one that I thought was interesting. This is Alex's artwork. And by the way, he did this for me as an anniversary one. He left this blank. This is blank. I told him to leave me room so I could put the people's anniversary name here. I thought it was kind of genius on his part, but he made that. Can you even tell? When you're looking at it, you're thinking whatever you normally think in your head. Like I happen to think it looks like a boy and a girl.
Yep.
But if you think about it, it could be 2 boys. It could be 2 girls. They're pretty generic looking, right?
Yeah.
And he said that was on purpose so that I could use it with anybody. And that's kind of smart of him. That's awesome. But what I would do is go on to their, like this one is for Nikki Keohoho and her husband. I went on her Facebook page and took a picture of them as a couple, took it off her Facebook. So this is just this. I added their names here, put that there, and just put happy anniversary here. It was a pretty easy, nice, and that's a 2-panel. I wonder if I've got yes, if I wonder if I've got a flat card here to show the difference. I get a lot of them. Ooh, I bet you that's I'll get one out of my new pile here, a flat card. Oh, of course. This is from Easter Day, but I got a whole bunch of this one because I posted it on Facebook. People were espionaging me. So this is a flat card that makes 5x7, makes a perfect card. I've got this because a bunch of my friends sent this particular picture to me. I've got one up on upstairs on my bathroom mirror, and I've got one down here on my coffee holder. But see, that's a perfect way to get the pictures printed. And I
Yeah.
sent those all to Ty too. So we were laughing because remember it wasn't that long ago. You're driving up to that little shack in the middle of the parking lot at the strip mall and leaving at the Kodak shack or whatever it was. And then a week later you go back and pick up your roll of film, the pictures, right? And then after you saw them, you decided whether you wanted more of an individual picture or not, because you couldn't see the head. You were turning in this roll of film, you didn't even get to look at them. So, but I think our system, the send out cards thing, is perfect for printing out your pictures or distributing something like an invitation or school pictures or, doing that for like the cast for the play is another one. Did you,
And
I don't know.
didn't Scola make her wedding invitations?
Yes. Yeah, and her thing was so themed too, and it was
Yeah.
just a perfect use of that because she had the back panel done up as her theme, and it was what toes in the sand, I think it was, toes in the sand. So she had the sand heart with their names on it and stuff that she did in Canva, and when you got there, it had all kind of little stuff made up with that, and the cards for the invitation were all themed with her theme, and the thank you cards for the gifts were all themed using send out cards. She's really good with send out cards too.
And
Oh,
who's this?
say again?
Who is this?
Lisa Scola. She's a real
Oh.
estate agent that also does Avon. She did this one, which is in Avon we don't have this right now, but there was a thing where you could use a coupon code and get a specific free product if you met the criteria. So she would give her customers all of the codes and the pictures of what you got free. They could only use one, but they got to choose which one. So she didn't decide what they would want. She let them know they all had it, what their choices were. And she told them in there, make sure you include your free brochure. But she was right on this. So I thought that was genius that she did that. But yes, indeedy. It's just one of those tools in my tool belt that I love. Did you hear that one, Peg, about I'm down, by the way, I'm down now 6 cast members. This happens every time, right? I was fully booked and a family of 6 pulled out. They have a conflict on the performance day. So now I'm back to, but this is normal. This is regular. So anyway, I'm not upset by it because this is the way this works. I just told Kenny, I said, this is exactly why I didn't want to be involved in the fundraising committee and this committee and that committee, because I'm full-time going to have to deal with cast changes and keeping all the cast happy, because there's 35 cast members. So leave me over there in charge of the cast members. So anyway, it was down to where I had the full cast except one. I needed one middle-aged man. So Liz, who was in last year's play, came. Her husband drove her over in a pickup truck, and she came in to get her binder and have her picture taken. And I said, your husband looks like he's a middle-aged man. I said, you thought to ask him if he'd want to do this because he's bringing you anyway. And he has the time he's sitting waiting for you. She said, oh no, he's not really into that thing. And I said, you mind if I go out and take a run at him? So I put on my little best smile and I went out to the window. I didn't know Mike, I just met him. So I went up the window, hey Mike, my name is Lisa. And I said, I was wondering if you would do me a favor. I've got the first read on Sunday, and I'm down one middle-aged man. So if you don't mind being a middle-aged man on on Sunday, you're coming to bring her anyway. Do you mind just reading it? I would really appreciate it. And he said, for you, I will do that. So he showed up. And of course, when he showed up, I had his binder. This is my trick. I had his binder with all of the binders this year say, like mine says, Lisa Wilber is making history as the blue-haired producer. Of course, his said his is Moses. I forgot what his last name is. Moses Follansby. Yeah, Mike is Moses Follansby. So his says Mike Zogopoulos is making history as Moses Follansby. And I had him, I said, back right up here and let me take your picture. And you can't, no one gets into the read without having their picture with their binder. And I just treated him like he was in. And that's how I do it. So after the read, he did a really good job, by the way. After the read, it's just fun in the group to be in a group of 35 people and you're all sitting there and watching Kenny and the whole thing, the director. So afterwards, he came out and he said, I'm going to do a good job for you.
Wow.
He's in. He's in. So I think, the presumptive close is not dead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's why I was going to tell you the story. So I decided I want to make sure that Mike's in along with a bunch of other people because I think there's a full half the people that are brand new this year that weren't in either of the other two plays. So I started with Mike. I sent him his picture of him with the script binder in my hallway smiling. I sent that on the front of a flat card. And on the back, I just thanked him for coming, thanked him for reading on the first read, and told him he did a really good job. And I was so happy that he wanted to be part of the production. So, and his wife, I should tell you what she said. I was really happy to get her message. Because I didn't know, I don't always know the presumptive close. You don't always know whether it's well received or not. I just hope it is. Where we go. Elizabeth, just one second. Yep, she said, OMG, Lisa, I love, all caps, that card you sent. That was so sweet. Thank you, Liz. And that was the one for Mike. So I think she wanted to get him involved before and he wouldn't. So it just took someone else, It wasn't necessarily me, it was just someone else. But I think those kind of things, though, just think, when do you think the last time Mike got a card was?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's why this is so impactful. You know what I mean? It's impactful for invitations, it's impactful for thank you notes, it's impactful for appreciation. There's just so many things that this works. It's not just something we're all just doing, it actually works.
It
So,
does.
yeah.
And I
amazing.
sent a birthday card the other day to somebody, and I don't know this person. I don't know if she was part of the Avon family Christmas list. I don't know her. But I sent her a birthday card. And she messaged me and she thanked me for her card. And then she said, when is yours so I can return the favor? And I said, I told her when my birthday was. I said, but you don't need to return the favor. But I just thought that was cute. I thought that was sweet. But and then I went to her, then she sent me a friend request. I went to her Facebook page and there it was. The flamenco
Oh,
card right there. So that made me feel good.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
Lisa,
ever know whether to feel good or feel sad when they tell me mine's the only one they got.
I
But that
know.
happens a lot. But that's awesome for us because everybody else is slacking. We don't have to be, right?
Yep.
But
Yep. Yeah, I
but
got my list of August ready to go. August and
nice,
September. And I
nice.
got my anniversaries ready to go.
That's awesome. What
Yes.
did you have, Peg? Did you have anything you wanna in the card land that you
No,
want?
just to tell you that the gratitude journal's coming soon.
Is it gonna be like where we can order it and put it with a card like the process thing?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
And we get commission on it.
Oh, nice. Well, that's awesome.
Cody said he's trying to dream up all kinds of ways to pay us commission.
Which is what we want to hear.
Do you remember years ago, Lisa, when I first started this and I got that check in the mail?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I got a check, and it was very small. I don't remember how much it was, but I got a check in the mail. I didn't realize that we got commission back then on selling our, when we sent stuff. And so I called SendOutCards. And I'm like, I think you guys made a mistake. You
I
sent me
never
a
say
check.
that when I get a check. Even if I don't know where it came from, I don't ever think it's a mistake.
It
Oh,
was
thank
it
you for
was
sending me.
so funny. It was so funny. And she's like, no, that's what you earn from sending cards and gifts. And I'm like, oh, I can get paid for doing this.
Yeah, I love that part.
Yeah, it was just so funny because I was like, I think they made a mistake.
I know another announcement. That's so cute, Lisa. Maureen, remember when we used to be affiliates and you could pay one time a year instead of 14 and change every month? They're bringing back the annual option or stay on the monthly fee. So of course the annual option is like 70 some dollars less if you pay it all at once.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's a really
That
good
way we
idea.
can spend less. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah, there's just so many uses. That's what's
Right.
that's what's funny. And okay. So the play one, I don't know how I didn't think of this before now, but of course they set up a GoFundMe, the finance committee. We're trying to raise money because we're using the town hall, but the town hall needs matter of fact, we've got one of the first things we need to deal with is the curtain is not fire retardant, and it's supposed to be. And it's that probably from the 1920s. They haven't been using that lately for a theater, but we did use it 2 years ago. But we would like to upgrade the town hall theater part of it. So we were trying to raise some money because the lighting's an issue and all that kind of stuff. So they set up a GoFundMe and they have a QR code for it. But I'm going to treat that just like I do all my other stuff. Kenny said he's thinking mass mailing. And I'm thinking, I said, no, Kenny, I don't need to know everyone. He said, who are you going to send it to? Because you're going to need to know that before you send any of them out. I said, no, I'm not. I'm going to send a bunch out at the beginning because I do have a list, but I'm going to be sending them from now until we perform. And even after that, because we're going to do one next year. Once I get it in the system, I can just keep sending and update it any way you want. And it was funny that they asked me if I could come up with pictures on the card, because I sent them an example. So they're like, can you send a card full of pictures and then we'll print off a letter and stick it in there and mail it. And I'm like, why? Why aren't we just scanning the letter and putting it as one of the panels on a 3-panel? And they're like, you can do that? I can do anything. I can do anything. So what they sent me, the scan's not good, but I did set up the card and I sent it the way they sent it to me as an example. But now I'm going to go back in and do it the way I think it should go out, because it needs to be typed right in, not just scanned, because they didn't scan it good. So I'll just type it on one of the panels. They wanted one of the specific pictures from the play. I'll put that on the top, have 2 slots or the 4 slots, and then have the QR code in one of the picture slots. So they just wanted the picture, the letter, the QR code of the picture, and then I'll just add a bunch of other pictures. Have a 3-panel, and we can send
And you
it.
take them both in and you say, this is A, that's their copy, and this is B, which do you like? B is going to win for blue hair, see?
Right. But yeah, or I'll just start sending it and not tell them. No, that's not nice, right? But
Well, forgiveness is better than to get than permission.
Yep.
Yeah, the letter, I think one of the things when you're doing something for an organization is short and sweet. You know what I mean? She had a 4-page letter that she was sending out, and I said, you put a lot of work into this, and I appreciate that, but I'm a business owner in town. I get these all the time. And if I received a 4-page letter, I would not read it. I want to know who, what, when, where, and why. Why are you asking for the money? What are you going to do with the money? And how do I give the money if I want to do it? I just want that somewhere right up front so I don't have to read the whole rest of it. So she did narrow it down. She told one little story. And it's a good story. It's just that I still think it's too long. But I'm going to I give it an example and fix it up a little bit, see how it goes. I'm just trying, you know what I have a hard time with? I bet you could help me with this, Peg, is I don't want to micromanage the other people
Right.
working on this. And
Right.
because Kenny does that, and it's okay though, because in the theater world, the director is king of the universe and he is the king. If he
Right.
wants to micromanage, that's him. But I'm not going to
Is
do
there,
that. to the other
is
people.
there a website
No,
for the play?
no.
I was
And I'm
gonna say
actually
you could-
not suggesting they do that because
Yeah.
we're getting around without that. We just have
Is there a social
group,
media page for the
a
play?
Facebook group.
So
yes.
you could take her 4-page letter and put it on the group. And then say one at the end of the card, you could say, for more interesting stories like this one, go here, and then have the link.
Yeah,
And
I
then her
don't
work is
even know.
so-
I don't think there were additional interesting stories.
Okay, gotcha.
It was all
I have
about
it
what,
at 2:00, so I do need to still run.
Oh,
but
okay.
Great call.
Thank
Lots
you.
of good ideas. Thanks for having me.
Thank
See
Is
you.
you
there
later,
a call
Peg.
tonight, Lisa?
Yes, and
Is-
it's Mr. Jeff, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I haven't
Gotcha.
talked to him today. I'm hoping. Oh, I didn't put the promo out. Oh, that's bad. I should have done that already. But yeah, it's tonight.
And have fun this weekend.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Peg.
Bye.
Yeah, the 4-page letter didn't have interesting stories. I think it was saying what they were going to use the money for, which is important, but you could shorten that to stuff we need to do the play. You know what I mean? Right. Not everybody that donates wants 3 pages of detail for that. But anyway, right. So I think I will leave you today, which I think was the theme of the day is when you have something to do or promote or to appreciate or any of those things, think about this. You already have a SendOutCards account. It's like how could I get what I want done by using a card somehow? You know, which card would be the most effective? How could I get the where, what, when, where, and how on there? What would get their attention? What kind of pictures? You know, how would this help my project that I'm working on today? Whether it's raising money or sponsoring a soccer team or making people that are volunteering to be in a play want to stay. You know, those little things, the cards can really make a big difference in people staying, people feeling like they're part of the community, people donating. Those little things can mean a lot to people when they get a card in the mail, just because no one else is doing it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And thank you for co-hosting, Maureen. I appreciate you. And I'm going to go to do my errands so that I can go to Yonkers in the morning. I hope to see you all tonight.
Yep.
Yep.
You.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank